Okay, everyone, welcome. We're going to go ahead and get started. We've got a few people missing or on the way. Welcome to our School Health Advisory Council meeting. This is our third one. Every year we're required to have at least four. Our next one is going to be May 27th, our final one. And then in the June board meeting is this, I present to the board members on exactly what we did this year and the items that we covered. So I want to thank you all for being here today. I also, when you signed in, there was an agenda, and I also gave you a little background on the SHAC, just so we don't forget our mission and our purpose here. So what is a SHAC? A School Health Advisory Council is made up of members, primarily parents, which all of you are parents, and the majority of you are employees, but primarily parents. We do have law enforcement here represented. Next month, we're going to have somebody from Gateway Clinics here. We do have our wellness coordinator here. So it's a wide variety of people throughout our district and throughout our community. And as a SHAC member, you'd be involved in discussions about important topics such as school meals, physical activity, our PE classes, mental health, human sexuality, bullying, recess guidelines, vending machines, suicide prevention, virtual learning, or any other topics that our SHAC and our parents would like us to provide more information on, and give some feedback to our UISD board, our superintendent, on how to improve and provide a better environment, safer environment for our kids. Okay, so those are the two items that you picked up when you came in. I would like to introduce a couple of new people to us today. Mr. Leo Mireles is our head football coach at LBJ, and he's also the campus athletic coordinator and oversees PE teachers and coaches at our high school. Ms. Claudia Mireles is also UISD police, and both are parents, husband and wife. And so we're glad to have them here. Ms. Denise Palacios, a UISD parent, also from the Curriculum Instruction Department. Ms. Elsa Burrier from our Human Resources, also a parent. And so welcome to you all, and hope you can make it. Thanks for making it today. Hope you can continue to stay with us. All right. Our first, what we do at the SHAC, I know there's a couple of new ones. We try and keep you here. Try and feed you, of course, but we know everybody's on a schedule, and so we try and get you in and out an hour or less, provide lunch for you. And the two topics, we try and give you two topics that we cover today. And the first one is from our federal and state programs department. And our coordinator, Ms. Roxanne Villagomez, is going to inform us about all of what they do with their programs and how they help our kids, because we do have a lot of kids in our district that need a lot of services, that some are homeless, and she's going to talk to us about what they do and how the SHAC and how we can get involved with that program. So, Ms. Villagomez, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cruz. Okay, thank you. Okay, well, as he mentioned, my name is Roxanne Villagomez, and I am the Family and Community Engagement Coordinator. I know it's a very long, title there, but the main focus is that I am able to connect with the families and the community and somehow work together and, give them all the services that they need. So being that we are under federal and state programs, we do service a lot of our communities. Most in need are our families, and those are in here. We have the McKinney-Vento, the migrant, the foster, and of course we'd like to say any family in need. Because at our center we do have other resources available, and I will show you that in a minute. I just want to focus on the McKinney and the migrant at this point. Okay, so basically our purpose is to ensure that all the children have the fair, equal, and significant opportunity, right? And knowing that we need to provide those services at whatever cost, and also we deal with the families or the parents, and we know that if they're not doing well, our students might be suffering as well. So our purpose there is to make sure that our students are provided those services, but also our parents. So our McKinney-Vento Homeless Act, all I just wanted to share with you is this specific slide. I know it's very difficult at the campus level to know when there is a child in need or if they're even doubled up. As Hispanics, we tend to help each other out, and you come and live with me, that's already considered doubled up. That means that they can actually potentially be part of our program and get those other extra services that they need, whether they're living in a hotel, a sheltered, or an unsheltered place. That also includes our unaccompanied youth, and we do have some of those in our district. We do have a campaign going on right now. It's been all around, and I don't know if you've seen it, but it is out there. So it has helped us tremendously to identify right now our families. We have about 500 families in our district that are McKinney-Vento. And so, knowing that their need is out there, we also have to continue educating our community, our teachers, everyone at the campus level, our staff too. It's important that everyone understands what it entails and how they can get those services. These are the people who oversee that particular program within our department. That's Sara Hernandez. We have Vanessa Rayner, and she's our wraparound specialist. I tend to work a lot with these people, because they do provide those extra services. Ms. Rayner actually is able to connect with some community organizations, and they will then in turn give them, those services, extra services that they need, whether it's food stamps or, the food bank, whatever it is, even the city of Laredo, the health department. So she's able to connect our families, if they need those extra services. We have also our migrant education program. And basically, it's the same thing. We want to ensure that our migrant students have the same education as everyone else, knowing that they have to be traveling back and forth to wherever they have to go with their families. We want to limit those interruptions as much as possible. And of course, we do that with the services that we provide. These are just some guidelines to know if they're eligible, and it's really just any part of a family member that's 3 to 21-year-olds that they have to be moving constantly. It's an interruption to their education, and they have to get those services not only here but everywhere else as well. And we have Sara Hernandez who oversees that along with Norma Flores. So this is where I'm at. I am now at Zapata Highway. I love it there. We do have a lot of resources available, and it seems like its own little community. This is a new place. It was actually donated to us by CNI, or the Accountability Department, which was a great place to start at. We definitely do want to continue growing. But just so you know, we're right off on Zapata Highway. Everyone can see us, although it seems like it's a little hidden. We are right off on Zapata Highway. So we just say that we're next to Narvaez. Everyone knows where Narvaez is at. Right, here at this resource center, we do have our main area where we provide parent sessions. We do have our student center where we have, a little resource center for our children to participate while their parents are participating in the sessions. We have a clothing closet, our boutique. We have a lending library as well, and of course our food pantry. Wanted to show this quick video. If I just click it, would it start? No. I don't know how. There we go.
United ISD proudly presents our new facilities for parents and families, the United ISD Family Matters Resource Center. Our center includes a parent center building for parents where classes are offered on a variety of topics, from parenting skills, how to provide academic support to students, ESL classes, GED classes, workforce training, mental health, healthy living, technology, and family bonding experiences, just to name a few. In addition, families may visit our lending library, where we have free books available to promote literacy and help build your home libraries. Our student center is equipped with an early childhood center available for children of parents attending daytime sessions, where we offer literacy, STEM, math, arts and crafts activities, as well as a homework help center available for children of parents attending evening sessions, where we will provide assistance to our United ISD students with homework, projects, technology programs, computers, printing assistance, and reading materials. Our United ISD families experiencing short-term financial hardship may also visit and take advantage of our FMC boutique, where we have a clothing closet with gently used or new clothing, toiletries, and other emergency supplies, as well as our United Cafe food pantry for food supplies. Whether you're looking for resources on how to help your children at home, or you want to know how to be more involved with your school or district, we are here to help. Visit us at 4906 South Zapata Highway or contact our center at 473-6473.
To continue. Okay, so just so you know, we do have some events happening right now, but I wanted to showcase some previous events that we've been having. Like I said, our target is our parents, but we know the impact it has on our students. And I know Mr. Cruz mentioned, that it's all about the mental wellness and overall health and everything. Well, here, because we do have a variety of sessions, it all encompasses into the same, right? Whether it's about diabetes, we know it's health. Whether it's on a mental health, and talking about art therapy, which we'll be having a session coming up. Everything is targeting, overall their well-being. So some of the sessions that we've had, this was last June. We had our yoga. This is in the summer. Parents are more than welcome. And I'll be honest with you, I am not one to be checking if you are from UISD or not, because I'm also trying to promote our district. So I've actually been able to bring over some students into our district because they see these opportunities for the parents. We have the Zumba class. This was, again, during the June month, in the summer. We've had the Doodle with Dad. We always want to encourage, right, any type of, family engagement. Do not forget the safety first. We want to bring our community organizations into, our facilities, and that they know that we're part of this community and what there is, right? At this point, they were actually doing the fingerprinting for the kids. We have Family and Earth Health. So again, it's all about wellness, fixated, I guess you could say, but it's about that, right? And we know after pandemic, I think we needed more than ever. Ready, Eat, and Play. These are all organizations from the community that came to present. This is the city of Laredo specifically. All together now, this is a ECI organization in our community promoting, what to look for in our children. If they need those extra services, if maybe they will, eventually need special needs services. Sabor en Salud. This was a whole session when they actually graduated with a little certificate that they had to attend so many sessions, and it was all about healthy eating, mental wellness, and some exercising here and there. Mental Health Matters. Again, and know that some of these sessions are also provided online and virtual, just for those parents that can't attend. And we also had our own people from the district provide a university for them, a tech university, just getting them aware of, giving them all those tools that our kids are using at the campus level. We had the Manantial de Familias. Our focus is our parents and how they interact with their children. And these sessions were strictly on that, knowing, how to bring our families together at home, how it affects, and how internally, right, it affects our children and can continue at the school level. We had a family night. This was a really cute one, reading a book, and then they got to engage in, making a simple house, but the interaction is what we're looking for, and, for them to enjoy their time together. First aid CPR certification. Our parents actually got certified. We were able to provide this on a Saturday, being that we needed the whole day for it. The turnout was great. We actually had to close the session. So we know that our people need it, they want it, and so we do plan to reoffer it again for our community members. The random act of kindness. This was actually community service hours provided to our students. We know that our seniors are always looking for those community hours. Well, to me, also being a parent, I don't want them just to bring me the food. I want you to also help me organize it and let me show you what it is that we do with the food you're bringing me. So we actually had Safarini, a National Junior Honor Society, come by that day, and they helped us organize our pantry and our boutique. And they loved the experience. They didn't even want to leave, right? They're already looking for the next one. But I think it's important for them to make that connection. We had another, it's a Family Matters series. Again, it's all about the families and how we bring together, our families. And he's very good at explaining, our, issues too. Because for him, it starts with if we as adults are not all mentally well and how we know we're dealing with our issues, how is it that we can impact our students, our children? So his focus is to make sure that they are well. It sort of became like a counseling session, right? Where they got to open up and create this group or this extra family to reach out to. The Job Seekers Workshop. We had this available, and this is just the, topics of how to dress, the etiquette. We had the resume making and everything. Great turnout because we prepared them for the actual job fair that we had available. This is along with the Workforce Solutions. Normally they are located on Jackman. That's where they always hold them. And well, not all our families can go and participate there. So we made sure that we open up our facility. At this event, we also connected with a food bank, and they were provided the food bags after they entered, mingled, got to know everyone. We had a lot of UISD employees there, promoting our positions. So it was a great turnout. I know out of the 160 people that attended, we had 40 that were already picked up. So not including the 7 that were instantly given a job there. So it was a great turnout. Como La Flor, we like to incorporate some basic skills that maybe our parents can then use outside of our facility to maybe promote a little small business. Again, all with the intent of, making it better for them. And so this was a skill that they took with them. I could tell you that they've decorated our facility now with more flowers because now they're practicing at home and they're bringing that to us. So it's a great. It was also a mental wellness. A lot of them came out saying, this was so relaxing. We had the Selena song, excuse me, in the background. And it was a very soft, melody, and they were just enjoying the whole, session there. We have the glass slipper. We had these 2 young ladies, and one of them is from Alexander. She actually participated. She's a Laredo teen. That's the one on the left-hand side. She's a Laredo teen here, winner, pageant winner. They helped us promote our boutique. We have prom dresses and tuxedos or suits eligible for our students. I've had from 5th grade students, 8th grade students, and of course high school students in all grade levels go by and obtain a dress or a tuxedo. And we stay after hours, however long it takes for them to make sure that they do receive, or find something that they do like. We also have the shoes available, some jewelry, some purses. So they come out, all fancy and everything, but they love the fact that we had these 2 young ladies promote it. They actually took many pictures in many of the dresses that we had available so that they see. It's not about, I'm embarrassed to go. It's for everyone. And of course, I'm going to say I love to take this into account that a lot of those dresses were donated from our own employees and this from the district. They reach out to us and it's like, I have these dresses, brand new dresses. We got a lot of brand new dresses from Dillard's just because of a parent that works within our district. So it's a great opportunity for our students. And of course, we want them to participate in every event. Here we had a crocheting. This was another mental wellness. This is actually going to become a session where it's, several sessions to attend to eventually maybe master, the skill and create your own crocheting blouses and hats and everything, and maybe sell it for the future, right? It was a great experience, of course. Not that we learned anything, because we did not know how to knit, and I still don't know, but our parents did come out with that experience. So our current FMRC events, we currently have ESL classes, and it started with only 2 days out of the week. Up to now, I've been at 4 days. So Monday through Thursday, I have ESL happening from 9 to 12, and it was originally only going to be from 9 to 10:30. No, the demand was there. And so we have these classes available. They're more than welcome to reach out to us, and we get it started and get them enrolled in any of our cohorts. We also have the gardening happening with AgriLife. This is from Tammy Yu. The front side of our building is now nicely decorated with some garden beds, and we have some vegetables growing already. So, we'll start preparing our meals there later on. But with them in partnership, they do also teach them, whatever it is that we're growing, now we're going to make it into a healthy meal. Upcoming events, we have the motherhood. This one is May the 9th. This is an art therapy session, and it's a 2-hour. We will also have a little surprise for our parents there. I don't want to ruin the surprise. So if you'd like to join us, you're more than welcome to. This one will actually start taking registrations on Monday. Right, I should. I need to, Michelle. I think it's important so you all can see what it is, it's happening over there. We do have a drive-through food pantry pickup, and this is specifically for our McKinney, Vento, and migrant families. So it's a selected number of families, the most in need, that we're going to be targeting, and it's all from the donations given from our students in our district. We have the DAD event happening too in June. And that will be, on making that connection with their little girl, right? Daddy's little girl. They will be learning how to do some hairstyles, and then, at that same session, actually get to comb their little girl's hair.
Miss Roxanne, you're about 10, 15 years too late with that one.
Oh, I'm sorry. Right. We can always find a student for you. Don't worry, Mr. Cruz. I don't have girls either, so. We have our summer startup wellness sessions. So we're going to be providing yoga every Wednesday. You're more than welcome if you are available. And then we also have our Strong People, Strong Bodies, and that's with AgriLife. And they will be doing the strength training as well as any nutrition, and any other information that they provide. So it's basically, a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday session for the month of June. These are the people of our department. Ms. Ramirez is our executive director. We have Sara Hernandez, who oversees the McKinney and the migrant and the foster as well. Ms. Elsa Peña, Isabel Stelema, she's our resiliency coordinator. She specifically not only deals with the foster care students, but she's also helps us with our students. So within our program, we have the 21st Century. It's 8 campuses in the South. That is a free program, an after-school program. And just so you know, in the summer, we also have it available if you know anyone that is interested in registering. We have Ms. Gonzalez, who's a state comp, Ms. Dominguez, who's an after-school coordinator, Ms. Adriana Guerra, she's a 21st, and Mr. Livas, of course, the officer. Again, everyone here is critical, right, to our department and making an impact. And that is it. I don't know if there's any questions.
Questions at this time?
No? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Definitely want to thank Ms. Villagomez for her presentation, and I'll be honest with you, she just highlighted some things. As director of athletics, we get all of our teams and our coaches and our kids, middle school, high school, we get them involved. We send them. I know she forgot to mention, she just highlighted a lot of things. She forgot to mention that every Thanksgiving and Christmas, they do host the Thanksgiving drive, the food drive for their families, for the pantry. And then for Christmas, they do the toy drive. And our athletes and our coaches, they get involved. The team will come in and they'll have a toy drive, and then the team will go take it to their offices. So they do an excellent job, and I guarantee you this, that we're probably, I'll go out on a limb and say, we're probably the only district, if not one of the few districts, that does this much for our kids. Because I guarantee you, I promise you, Houston Bel Air does not do this. South Lake Carroll does not do this. They just don't. They don't have to. Those kids have the resources, and these people provide our kids the resources to get them healthy, to close a gap, and to give them a shot, and to get and they help their families. So if the family's doing well, like she said, then that kiddo's going to do well. I know Ms. Villagomez's office are located on Zapata Highway. I've been out there a few times. I usually go to the main office, but I'll tell you real quick, every time I go to the, not every time, but most of the time when I go to the main office, I go visit their former director, which is Ms. Morales. And I go in there and I visit that staff, and I walk into that office, and they're always crying. And I'm like, what did I walk into? What's going on? And they were just wrapping up on something where a kiddo got helped, or a family, they heard some case, and they got the help that they needed. And I'm like, I would love to work here, but I don't know if I want to be crying all the time. It's just amazing the job that they do, and we really wanted the SHAC to be aware of what they do, because as parents and community members, especially as parents, you're out there in our community, you're at your school, and you can tell other parents, hey, if you find out about kids that need this, you can refer them to Ms. Villagomez and her staff.
Can I just add, I'm sorry, I just wanted to add very quickly, and I'm glad that you mentioned that. Anyone is welcome. Anyone is, we're not there to start judging or start taking names and everything. We do, I will be honest, if we do get anyone, just like as we did this past week, we found out that they were actually making evento. We would not have known. And they just walked in because someone else had told them, maybe you could provide a bag of food for this moment, right? We got some general basic information. We ended up doing a home visit, and as Mr. Cruz mentioned, we start crying, and then, we noticed, wow, we had no clue. This child has been going through this whole, year with this issue happening at home, and we didn't know about it. So it's important to just refer them. We're always open to anyone, and that's how we make that connection. That's how we've gotten up to 500 families.
I know that, yes, thank you. I know that last year alone, I got Ms. Morales came to present to, every year we have a convocation with all of our UISD coaches. There's about close to 300 coaches at the beginning of the year. And Ms. Morales came and presented to them and showed them a little bit about what they do. And just with that one presentation, several of our coaches reached out and said, hey, we've got a couple of players, we've got a couple of kids that, they've got like 4 families in the house, or this kid is here basically on his own with his little brother. And so we were able to make that connection, and our kids got taken care of. They got services, and they flourished. And so we really appreciate that, and we wanted the SHAC to hear about all the good work that they do. Yes, ma'am.
As a parent, can anybody just go and donate food, clothes, anytime?
Yes, ma'am. We always have those doors open. Any food, items, clothing. We have toiletries as well. We take anything that you have available. We also had some families donate school supplies, because we'll have some backpacks ready. We have those calls where the communities and schools at our high schools in particular, they'll call us and they'll say, I just got a new student and they have nothing. We have donated uniforms as well, and I know that in the high school they don't need them, but we have the boutique and we have other items there that they can actually wear. So, and if we don't have it, I'll be honest, we find it.
Just asking because I went to one of our local shelters and I got rejected.
Oh, wow.
I was telling, I have shoes, clothes, toys. like, I'm sorry, ma'am, we don't accept it today, you can come back on Friday. I'm like, ma'am, but I have like 10 plus bags. Like, no, and I got rejected, I'm like, oh my God, I just started crying.
Wow,
I'm like,
no.
wow.
That's, and over here, I mean, as much as we can get, right, and that opens up the door for me to say, okay, next Saturday, I'm gonna do community service, I want all the kids, you know, whoever wants to come in and help us, and that's how we get them all involved. And I already have some set students from United High and Alexander that, you know, are calling, the parents are calling me, is there gonna be anything for community service? I'm gonna send them over. They already know, you know, it's a great opportunity for them to see, but I very much welcome that, yes, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And what I'll do is, we all have your email addresses. I can send Ms. Villagomez's office address and email address to all of you, so you can have it. So yes, thank you very much. Our next presenter is our aquatics complex coordinator, Mr. Sam Fruya, and his staff have been in this building for about a year and a half now, about a year. We built this. It's not just for swimmers. But, honestly, our swim program started in 1970, maybe a little earlier than that, and our facility was over there on Lindenwood, and it was a very small facility, no bleachers. It was mainly for practice purposes, and our kids always had to travel. And so our program has gone from 10 years ago, we only had United and Alexander swimming. We had maybe a total of 24, 25 kids between both schools. Today, 10 years later, we have all 4 high schools. We have, each high school has 35 to 40 swimmers competing in UIL activities. This year was the first year, because of the building, year was the first year, big for us. We established a dive team, first time in UISD and Laredo history that we have diving. And our first champion diver actually came from United South High School. What I'm most proud of is, and it was actually his vision, is that the building, our practices are in the morning and in the afternoon for the kids, for our athletes. But during the day, what are we going to do with this building? And it's an educational facility. And Sam and his staff do an excellent job, and we educate and we teach second graders, all second graders, how to swim, float, survive, and not be afraid of the water. And so today was a pause on those classes, but every day, Monday through Thursday, you'll see kids from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and all schools are coming through here, and this is going to be the second full year of it. And then after his presentation, you're welcome to tour the facility with Janelli here. We have Sam Fruya and Ms. Janelli Mendoza, and so I'd like to introduce them to come on up and tell us about the swim program.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for coming, and Coach Cruz, thank you for inviting us here. Welcome to the Carol E. Summers Jr. Aquatic Center. And one of the things that gives me the most pleasure about working in a facility like this is that it is the only activity that can actually save a life. And that is our goal. And what really makes it interesting is that Mr. Summers had that same goal. About 2 weeks before he passed, we had the opportunity to meet and walk through the facility, and we learned a lot about each other and vision and goals, and I will have to say we shared a lot of them. And while his passing was too soon for us, we do want to make sure that anything that we do is representative to what his dream was, and that is to provide safety and swimming for the community. So our focus is the second grade program, and we call it United We Swim. And in that program, the main goal is to take second graders because they have the least amount of pressures as towards testing and so forth like that. They're the easiest group to work with. and to bring them to the aquatic facility and teach them how to save themselves in the event they ever find themselves in trouble in and around water. So it's not exactly a swim lesson as it is a survival lesson. In the summer, we carry that program on, and it becomes more of a swimming technique program. And the main goal is we get them in second grade, third, fourth, and fifth, we continue with that training. By the time they get to middle school, we're ready to take them to competitive swimming, diving, and then by the time they get to high school, they're ready for the full boat. So we take them from the cradle all the way to the end. All right. Okay, thank you. Our mission, of course, that I've already stated with United We Swim is the education. We provide an educational environment. All of our lesson plans have TEKs. They're tied in to the teacher so that at the end you have a packet of information about what the teacher would receive so that she can put those in her lesson plan books, and it's a continuation. So this is not a field trip. This is an extension of the classroom. And we've outlined them and compared them with the TEKs and run that together. Some of the statistics that we have are shown right there, and that drowning is one of the leading causes of death with children. And again, that's the main focus of what we try to do. Go ahead, Coach. This shows a map where there were deaths as a result of swimming. Webb County luckily just had one in 22, and we're still calculating right now. But one child is one too many. The Aquatic Center staff is highly qualified. So our instructors are not like other programs within the city where they might have instructors that were lifeguards or whatever. Our people are actually trained. They're Red Cross trained. They're certified as water safety instructors. They're also connected with the American Swimming Coaches Association, and we're also connected with Swim America, which is the largest swimming program in the United States. We provide a packet of information for our parents. We also provide webinars for our schools. So before they come to this campus, and we call it a campus because it is, before they come to this campus, parents can come onto the webinar and ask questions about where, what, when, okay? This is just a sample of what takes place in a day. Students will come through the lobby here to the dressing room and then straight out to the pool. Last year, we serviced about 2,500 kids district-wide. This year coming up, we will finish about 2,550, somewhere in that neighborhood. So every second grader in the district will be serviced by this program. We also pick it up in the summer so that those kids, third, fourth, and fifth, are also taken care of as well. A typical class is going to be divided into groups of 10. So our instructors have a group of 10 kids to work with, and we work right through that so that they get experience at different depths of the water and learn how to take care of themselves if they fall into deep water. Our transportation to the facility uses what we call the teardrop method. So we start as close to the facility and then expand outward so that every campus in the district is taken care of. We also provide adaptive aquatics. And one of the things, I've got a little video slip here I'd like to show you about that. Janelle, you want to? So we identify those kids in adaptive aquatics and we bring them to the aquatic center, and it's almost a one-on-one teaching session for those children.
So the first video is little Ariana. She came in last year with cerebral palsy, and she never had any mobility in the legs or any part of her body. And in the water, she pretty much felt free to do that. So here's the video. Sorry.
Oh, what? You see her moving her little legs? She had never been able to use her legs. And guys, this is like people on the golf course. When you hit your hole-in-one, that's what keeps bringing you back. We also teach them how to help people in case their little brother and sister fall into the pool as to what to do.
Okay. Help or help?
So that's out of our adaptive aquatic program, and that's one of the mainstays. I will have to extend a thank you to Mr. Santos, who was our previous superintendent. Without his impetus to get this going, we wouldn't have had the adaptive pool in its place. Mr. Gonzalez, our current superintendent, is a tremendous supporter of the facility and the adaptive program as well, and so I do have to thank him as well. This shows them how to put on a life jacket. Okay. At the end, go back one. At the certificate down below. At the end of their 2 weeks here at the Aquatic Center, we evaluate them and they receive a certification, and that shows what they were able to accomplish. That goes to their teacher so that they can attach it to their lesson plan book and show that while we were gone off campus, there was still education going on. And here are our kids at the end of 2 weeks with Longfellow the whale in the background, and each one of those little bubbles has a saying as to what is the focus of safety around the water. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Any questions? Any questions for, everybody calls me Coach Sam.
Thank you.
Sam and Ms. Janelli and the staff here, they do an excellent job with the facility, and aside from the education that goes on here, we do host UIL sporting events. We have swimming and diving meets. This past year, we hosted the region swim meet. But more importantly, at its inception, this facility was going to be small, 25 meters, just with bleachers. But Mr. Santos and our former superintendent and I visited a lot of places around the state, and there was one that had an adaptive pool, and when we saw that, we knew we had to bring it to UISD and add it on to our facility, which is very important. And just yesterday, another student with autism came in and wanted to tour it and wanted to find out how they can come in, and Sam and Janelli helped them out. But more importantly, that's what we're most proud of every single day, and it happens. As a result of this program now, you know, we targeted the second graders because testing starts third and fifth grade. So second graders is great. And we take for granted, you know, when we're doing this, out of the 2,500 kids that were serviced this year and educated, how many kids just do not know how to swim at that age? A lot of kids do because of where they live or the resources, or they've taken lessons before. Their parents have paid for those lessons. But the majority of our kids at other schools do not. So this is the first opportunity that they have. And then we're, you know, we play it smart. If they like to swim and they want to keep coming, then they sign up for the classes. They sign up for the summer, for the clinics. And then by the time they turn into 6th, 7th, 8th graders, they're already looking forward to swimming for their high school. And then that's how we build our swim program as well. But more importantly, like Sam said, it's about saving lives. Any questions?
I just have to say our students loved it. I'm the principal at Gutierrez Elementary, and our teachers were, at first, they were like 2 whole weeks, Ms. Cantu, you know, that's a lot of instruction loss and things like that, but once they started coming, and I know that they had pictures of the parents outside the windows also taking pictures and stuff.
Right.
So our students really look forward to it.
Thank you
And
so
we are in an area where a lot of my students don't know how to swim, you know? So it was, you know, really, really valuable. So thank you so much. Yeah. Yes, the
Yeah,
teachers.
they can. Yes, they should. Yes, the students. Yeah.
Parents that say no to the actual lessons, the students still get TEKS-led instruction, but, you know.
Here.
Out here.
As a,
Yeah.
what do you all call it?
Whale tails.
Yes,
Right.
So, yes, so everybody gets some type of, lesson.
And that reminds me, at some point, I'll get Sam to visit with you and some other elementary principals, just so y'all could tell us what dates to stay away from when it comes to testing or certain activities
Yeah, we
at the
have
campus.
already taken, sorry, Coach.
Yeah.
We have already taken some initiative, Janelli and I have been working on this to free up those days for TELPAS. And so we've already identified those dates, and I think we've been in contact with some campuses already to see if that works well for you for the fall
It
of
worked
next
out for
year.
me, so I was happy, but I know some other principals were like, oh, man, it's just, because they do have to take that as assessment during that time.
Yeah, we're flexible to make it work.
And can I just say, you forgot to mention that you'll also be helping our students in the 21st.
Well, I was waiting for you to say something about it.
Yes, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Yes, we have our summer program, our 21st Century After School. We'll be providing the summer program Monday through Thursday for the month of June and 1 week in July. And that's the free service that we have during the year, but they'll also be incorporating now the swimming portion of it, so they'll be coming over here. We have a different summer enrichment program as what the district has. We have our own for McKinney-Vento, migrant and foster students. And so that's our focus in making this happen here. Thank you, yes.
Are there any questions of Ms. Villagomez or Coach Sam?
We don't qualify for the services. Can my child come during the summer to learn swimming?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, there's a flyer in your packet for that, and we do have online availability to sign up for a program.
Is that the Swim America?
Swim America. It's also called United We Swim.
Oh, United.
Yeah.
What age levels is that? For your age?
Swim America is basically geared for 6th, 7th, and 8th all the way up. That's towards the competitive track. United We Swim is, like I said, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Or basically people that just don't know how to swim. We haven't opened it completely for adults, and there is a demand for that. That may be down the line a little bit. And also a component for maybe wellness. I know we were thinking about that as well. So I know she's over there.
Yes.
I can feel her eyes burning.
You know, with the brand new facility, you know, we want to get our feet wet. Bad pun, but we're looking at a lot of possibilities. But first and foremost, we we take care of our students, and then we take care of our athletes, and then we work around. Those are the two most important ones, and we work around that.
I had a lot of questions about it, but I relay that message and say possibility in the future.
Absolutely.
Now we're focused on the future.
Absolutely. You know, everyone, this concludes our meeting for today. Our next one is May 27th. We'll be sending out information. We'd like to get more families involved. We'd like to get more parents involved. So if you can recommend somebody that we get, it's only 4 meetings per year, but this is a good meeting to have discussions about things that you see at the campuses. I know last time we had a mom that said, you know, hey, I'd like to hear about what we're doing with our food, with our cafeteria food. And Ms. Ari here, Montemayor, presented the next month. And so when you're at your campus with your PTC and when you start having discussions, you as a community member, you can say, wait a minute, I'm going to send you to Ms. Villagomez, and a lot of they don't know that we provide these services.
Bobby, sorry, you're not gonna do the wellness that you have on the agenda?
I'm sorry, that was Ms. Villagomez. Next month we will have Ms. Cordy talk about wellness, and we'll have Ms. Roxanne and Mr. Briones and Mr. Boteo talk about our results for our PE programs, our fitness grams. And so that's what we'll have for you next month. We like to keep it just to a couple of topics, not to make it a long day, because I know everyone is on a tight schedule. That being said, thank you for joining us. This concludes our meeting. We have some lunch if you haven't eaten. At the same time, I would really, really love it if if Sam and Janelli, if you could just go by and see the adaptive pool where we have our lessons. You may want to, don't jump in, don't dive in, but on the left is on the left is the competition pool. That's where the big boys and girls swim, and on the right is our educational adaptive pool, and that's where we start them off. So thank you very much. Would like to wish Ms. Urdiales a happy birthday. Yeah. And thank you all very much for joining us.